Hello again, it's Jess or JashiiCorrin, and today we're going to be setting up for September 2018 in my bullet journal. But before we get into that, I figured we'd just have a quick flip through of August to see how that one turned out. So as you'll remember from my last monthly plan with me, for August I was going for this kind of winter-inspired theme with a lot of blues, but also some golden tones as well. This was the first month that I'd actually made myself a planning page before I got stuck in with setting up for the month. So we have my splash page, followed by my monthly log, my habits and steps tracker, my social media scheduler, my doodles and notes page, my Dutch door meal log, and then straight on into my weekly pages. For all of my weekly spreads in August, I tried to stick with the same theme or aesthetic. This was a really interesting challenge for me because I'm the kind of person who likes to change my weeklies up every single week. Although this style of layout really did serve me well throughout August, I'm excited to do something new for September. After this, I have my month in review page, and a spread for planning out some of my courses that are coming up. For September, I've decided to go for a rainbow-inspired theme. This is something I've been meaning to do in my journal for a really long time, but I hadn't quite gotten around to it yet. So I'm super excited to be doing this in September. Before we get started, just as a reminder, any of the equipment that I use in today's setup will be linked in the description box below. Before jumping in with my Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pen in the F size, I first went in and sketched out in pencil where I wanted each of the elements for each of my spreads to go. For my pen work, I decided to start with my monthly log because at that stage I wasn't too sure what I wanted to do for my splash page. As I found that in August I didn't really use my monthly log, I wanted to try something a little bit different for September. Usually when the majority of the days in a month are school days, I tend to use a vertical style monthly log. For September, however, I've decided to use a regular calendar layout. The boxes for each day are 6 squares by 6 squares with an additional row to make a header. To kick off the rainbow theme, I decided to colour each day of the week in with a different colour of the rainbow. So red for Monday, even though I'm really using pink, orange for Tuesday, yellow for Wednesday, and so on and so forth. To do this, I used my Tombow dual brush markers, the specific shades of which can be found in the description box below. To add a little bit more visual interest to this one, I decided to alternate between a light shade and a dark shade for each of those colours. For the titles of each page, I decided to use a font that mimics a digital clock. I drew this in using my Tombow dual brush pen in the colour N15. To add in the numbers for each day, I went in with some small clear number stickers. With my monthly log all finished off, it was time to get started on my habit tracker. For this month, I'm doing something a little bit different for my habit tracker and combining it with a steps tracker and a mood tracker as well. I found that in August, filling out my habit tracker was something that was actually kind of a struggle for me. With the craziness of senior exams and all of the other stuff that was going on as well, it meant that I wasn't really coming into my bullet journal as often, which in turn meant that my habit tracker was also getting neglected. I'm hoping with this new layout, I'll be more inclined to jump into my bullet journal and actually fill out the habits I have and haven't completed. For this one, I have 2 rows for each day of the month, and then a column for my mood, water intake, productivity, sleep, spending, and steps. Each of these will be filled in using a colour of the rainbow based on how well I completed that task. After this, it was time for my ever-present social media scheduler. For this one, I'm using the exact same layout as I had in August, because I found that it really does work the best for me. For this one, all of the main black text was done in that same Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pen in the F size, whereas the numbers were done using my Staedtler Tri-Plus Fineliners in rainbow colours. After finishing off this spread, I decided to take a short break. However, I sadly didn't turn my camera back on when I came back to do some more planning. The next page I set up, however, was my meal log. This one's slightly different to what I had from August, however, because instead of using the Dutch door, I've decided just to go in for a simple vertical layout. After this one, it was onto my doodle page. For the JC Doodle Challenge in September, the theme is going to be flowers. This is mostly because September is the start of spring in New Zealand, but also because my flower doodles are shocking and I really want to get some more practice in. I also thought that the florals would make a really nice addition to my rainbow theme. As there are 30 days in September, my setup for this one is just a simple grid that has 5 boxes across and 6 boxes vertically, with each box being a 5x5 square. Because I've also really loved having an additional notes page in my journal recently, I decided to put one of those in for September as well. With all of my main monthly pages set up, it was time to do my splash page for September. For this, I decided to go for a simple cloud and rainbow doodle. I first went in with pencil to make sure I knew where I wanted everything to go, and then went in with my Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pen to do all of the black outlining. I then used my Tombow gel brush pens to colour in each section of my rainbow. Alrighty, and that's where we're going to leave it for today. So we have my splash page, my monthly log, my steps, mood and habit tracker, my social media calendar, my meal log, my doodles page, and then a spare page for notes. Thank you for watching. If you have any thoughts, comments or feels, please do leave them in the comments section below. And if you liked today's video, please do make sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't already, you can subscribe to my channel to see the videos I release every Thursday and Sunday. And until next time, bye!